And welcome back to another exciting episode of Legacy Made Clear with attorney Aaron Stringer from Red Cliff Legal. Aaron, how you doing today?
I'm doing pretty well. How are you?
Well, I'm just doing great, thank you. Today we've got an exciting episode, I think, as we previewed it in the last podcast. But we need help planning for aging parents before a crisis happens. How do we do this?
Yeah, well, that's the key. If we're talking before the crisis, then at least, that means we still have time to do some things to help them. So, this is a source of a lot of the work that I do with clients is it's children that have concerns about their parents, wanting to make sure that things are in order and in general that they can get it done before their health deteriorates or anything does happen. So a couple of things we want to think about. Often they already have maybe some kind of estate plan in place, whether that's a will or a trust put together. But often more what the concern is what if they their mental health is what's deteriorating.
Yeah.
So that's where we want to make sure we have things like a power of attorney in place, both a financial and then a healthcare power of attorney. Sometimes it's called a healthcare directive. So for those things where the children can kind of be their agents, act on their behalf if the parents aren't able to speak for themselves or if they don't have the capacity to make decisions.
Yeah, I think that's really important. I know in my experience, the power of attorney was extremely important. And my dad was reluctant to kind of do that, but my mom was very encouraging. Now, honey, they're not going to steal all of our money.
Right.
The kids love us. We just need to do this. Now's the time. And he was a bit resistant, but he came around, and it's a good thing he did because we needed that power of attorney to make sure that we could execute the financial matters that were important to pay their bills and keep things going and stuff like that. And fortunately, in my situation, we had it all done before an emergency forced us to step into those shoes. Like, I'm sure you've had the experience where maybe somebody's mental capacity may have gone first, and then the kids go, oh, we need a power of attorney. And then it gets challenged.
Yeah, unfortunately. So, and it's not necessarily it's even challenged. If I'm asked to prepare that power of attorney, I have kind of a set, and this is common, hopefully common among attorneys, but we have kind of this questionnaire or set of questions that we go through kind of in order to at least determine I'm not a mental health counselor or anything. I don't have the medical background, but I can at least go through some exercises with them to help determine whether they have the ability to sign this document or not. And so if I have any suspicions, I'm going to go through that, and if there's an element that doesn't look like they're in a position where they can sign something, then I back away, at that point.
Yeah.
Because we want to make sure that they have the ability, the capacity to sign away, not necessarily sign away their authority, but they're giving someone else significant authority through that power of attorney.
Right.
And there are definitely those situations where there's a lot of gray area as to whether the dementia or the Alzheimer's has actually set in, if it's to a point where it prevents them from legally signing documents. But that's not something we play with at all. We want to make sure that they have that ability.
Yeah. The other thing that we were glad we had in place was the healthcare directive. I think without that, we'd have been in real trouble because, my dad was old school. And he goes, just if something happens, just pull the plug. I don't really care. And, just dig a hole and stick me in as a fence post. It's like, Dad, come on. But, that was his attitude. Fortunately, we had the healthcare directive and the power of attorney. So we didn't have to deal with all of those type of things. But those things I found are extremely important
Yeah.
to do up front before there is an emergency. And then there's this infighting about, what's going to happen and who's going to do what. It's like, yeah.
Yeah, well, and the alternative, we talk a lot about probate, right? And estate planning,
Yes.
how we want to avoid it. What we don't talk about probably enough is that if you don't do this in advance of these, if you do it too late, or if you try to do it too late, the alternative is going to court. It's not probate. Well, actually, it's often the probate court, but you're going to ask the court to appoint someone as their guardian, as their conservator, so that someone else is appointed by the court to make decisions for them. So, it's the same idea. Why go to court? Why to hire the attorney to go through all that process?
Right.
When you can do it in advance, just think ahead and get it done. And so folks like your dad who are in the same situation, often it's good to tell them, all right, do you want to have to hire an attorney? Do you want your family to have to hire an attorney? Nobody likes attorneys. So
No.
that's some great motivation to get it done ahead of time, and not only name the agent, but also provide those details. If they just want to be thrown in a cardboard box, then great. Put that in your healthcare directive.
Yeah.
Give your family some direction.
Fortunately, everybody I know likes you. So,
Good to hear.
yeah, also known as Aaron the Amiable and the Affable. He's the guy you want to call. So, Aaron, we need some help preparing these documents before the crisis. How can we get a hold of you?
Yeah, please give me a call at 435-817-9187. Reach out by email at astringer@redclifflegal.com.
Got it. And remember to check out all of Aaron's podcasts on all the major podcast channels, also on YouTube. It's all under Legacy Made Clear, and you can download them and listen to them again and again. Be sure and share them with your friends who have similar questions. I think that'd be great. In the meantime, Aaron, thanks. We'll see you again next time with another episode of Legacy Made Clear.
Sounds good. Thank you.
You're welcome.